Yeah, syntax for cube and roll up we discussed in the last session. So how it was going to be finding your subtotal as well as grand total. Okay, and now we can go for the cube syntax is also same, but we are just using what now? In place of roll up, we are using what now? Cube. Okay, and here cube advantage is what now here. We need to send multiple columns and how many columns we are passing here. That each and every column wise, it was finding your subtotal as well as grand total. Okay, let me see some examples on this. When you go for the single column operation, if I want to show it, first of all, some slight difference was there in between cube and roll up. So what is your differences here? Observe. Okay, let me see guys here. So this is your table, okay, and on this table, when we want to perform, today we will cancel our class. Huh? So DEPT number, count of star from EMP, and we are using here group by, okay, cube. And now we need to find out your DEPT number. So when we pass your DEPT number, so what it was happen, you can see the roll up and cube, can you identify carefully? So roll up, what it was going to do, first it was going to be finding your subtotals, and later lastly it will give it grand total. So all subtotals are combined together and showing as a grand total. That was roll up. And cube, you can see first it was going to be grand total, and grand total later it will be dispatches. That means divided, splitting into subtotals. Okay, na? So first the grand total, and the grand total will be split into subtotals. So this is what now cube. So suppose this order, do you want to change this order? Yes, you can use your order by class, okay, on your column DEPT number, then same as your roll up, okay. Finding first we displayed your subtotals and later on grand total. So when you see this and there is no differences by when you're comparing with roll up and as well as cube, okay, so there is no differences when you use order by class and display your data like this, okay. So now here observe, this is your single column operation, how we can go to do it now. And here two things I will give it now. Without order by class you can see now, and with order by, okay, then you will understand that what is the differences in between this. Okay, this is single column operation, but in the same pattern when come back to multiple columns, suppose if I want to use here, okay, so let me find out first of all, okay, then I'm using here cube with the multiple columns. So now we can see the multiple column operations, how it will be work. Okay, so now I'm passing here. So DEPT number, comma job. We pass here count of star. Okay, so from EMP, and we send group by class and the cube of. So your multiple columns you need to pass it now. So when I'm passing your multiple columns along with my cube, then see the output of this. Okay. So now it was, okay. I want to give it your order by also for clearly understanding purpose. What is the difference here? Okay, fine. Now we can see, carefully observe in this output, this is your department number, and the department number wise, if you see 10th department, and if you see 20th department, okay, and next the department number wise, if you go for 30th department. So these rows are, can you identify here, these are called as your subtotal, okay, 10th department subtotal 3, and here 20th department. So we have your 20th department subtotal, and later we have here 30th department subtotal. So when you find out this, here whatever the 3 and 5 and 6, so these are what we called as, guys, here, these are subtotals. But subtotals on which condition, or that means which column wise? Which column? Department number column wise. So that was okay. But can you see one more thing in this? Okay. And the below, okay, below you can see here job wise also subtotals are finding. Now we can see in the second column is what now? Job. In job wise, there is jobs like clerk, okay, manager, like a president, like a salesman, like a analyst. So these are also carefully identified. Analyst, how many people are there? 2, how many clerks? 4, how many managers? 3, how many presidents? 1, how many salesmen? 4. Okay. So these are what, sir? These are what, sir, means. These are also called as a subtotal. These are also called as what now? Subtotal. But these subtotals, sir, we will find out. That means it was finding based on which column? Job column. So it's a clear picture. Okay. It was job, not a department number. So department number subtotals are above, and below what it is? Subtotals of job column. And finally, can you see this? And it was having here 14. The 14 is called as what now? Grand total. So this is what we called as here cube class. Okay. The purpose is what now? How many columns we are passing along with my cube. So for each and every column wise finding subtotal, and finally provide a grand total. Okay, now? So this is what the differences of your roll up and cube classes. Right down below. So take this single column and multiple columns.
Okay, right. So now in these examples, when you see this, the result of the subtotal and grand total, just observe one point. Here observe. So in department number 10, if you want to see, so there is 111, like 1, 1, okay. And finally we have a 3, later 2, 2, 1, 5. So something it will be there like this, okay. So now here we done here 2 columns we done. So we can identify which is my subtotal row, which is my subtotal row. So that I can identify here because maybe I'm using 2 columns. But when you going to real-time cases, okay, in real-time applications, we are using like a 10 columns, 15 columns we are using. So we are passing 10 to 15 columns or 5 to 6 columns we are passing. So whenever you are passing the number of columns along with your cube class, what it was happened at that moment, we need to identify the subtotal row, grand total row. If you want to identify, that was little bit complications because here 2 columns we passed here. So we can identify, okay, I can say this is my subtotal row. So this is subtotal and this is my subtotal row. So this is my subtotal and this is my subtotal row and this is my subtotal and these are subtotals. Okay, I can easily find out here because we have a 2 columns, but more than 2 columns are there. Okay, so at this moment we have some little bit confusion was there. Okay, so this confusion to overcome purpose, the people will be applied. Okay, what they will be applied means they will applied here grouping underscore ID function. Which function they will apply here? Grouping underscore ID function. So grouping underscore ID function, what it will do means that this function we are going to be used guys here to easy, that means easy to identify, easy to identify easy to identify subtotal rows and grand total row. Okay now, so when user want to identify which is subtotal row, which is grand total row, suppose you need to identify out of so many rows. Okay, so there we can use the grouping underscore ID function. Okay, so this ID function, what it will do guys here, okay, so it was generating ID numbers. It will be created IDs. So those IDs where it was created means only subtotal rows wise created, otherwise grand total. But a normal rows, whatever it was there, for example, in this case, now if you see here, so clerk here there, so 10 clerk, it was showing what now? 1. But this row, whatever it is there, this row is not a subtotal row. This row is not a grand total row. Okay, now? So this is not, that means these are called as what it was here, the rows are there here. Okay, these rows are not a grand total and not a subtotal. These are just normal countings. But wherever your subtotal is there, can you identify some null gap is there? Can you identify? Every subtotal row having some gap, some null was there here. So based on that, actually we can find out easily. So you can see this is subtotal row. I can say why sir it is a subtotal row means sir you can find out some gap. Yes or no?
Some gapping is there and here also some gap is there. So this is also I can find out my subtotal row and here also so having some gap and subtotal row and here also can you see having some gaps for your department number for the jobs having some gaps and these are also called as a subtotal rows. So analyst, clerk, manager, president. Okay, and remaining these are what now? These are just a normal counts here. Okay, these are normal counts. So in that cases, how you need to identify your subtotal rows and grand total row means we are using what now? Grouping ID. And this ID, how it was generated numbers means, suppose your ID number is giving 1. So this 1 is representing here, okay, my first subtotal, my first grouping column subtotal row. So here observe carefully. First grouping column subtotal rows. Okay. So that means first grouping column. For example, in this case, carefully observe. It was a little bit confusion. So focus on this. In this case, I was given my first column is what now? DEPT number. For example, I'm telling now. So DEPT number is called as a first grouping column. Yes or no? Is my first grouping column. So this first grouping column subtotal rows. How many are there? How many are there? See, this is my first grouping column. Subtotal rows, how many are there? 1, 2, and 3. So my first grouping column subtotal rows will represented with the number of 1. So these are all are 1. So this is 1. This is also showing 1. This is also showing 1. So your 1 is nothing but what now? My first grouping column subtotal rows. Like how many rows are there? That every row will identified with the 1 only. Okay, na? That is what. Next one is what now? Second column. What is my second column? Job. So this is called as a second grouping column. Then second grouping column, how many subtotal rows are there? That all are identified with the 2. This is 1, first grouping. This is 2. Like how many columns are you passing along with your grouping underscore ID function, that every column wise ID numbers are generated. And here 2 columns I'm passing. So my first grouping column subtotal rows will identified with 1, and second grouping column subtotal rows are identified with 2. So that means 2 columns are over now. Is there any third column is there? No. So that means my grouping columns are over. Then finally, what is the next number? Grand total. So grand total ID number is how much now? 3. Because this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Suppose you have a, for example, there are 3 columns are there. In grouping ID, how many columns I was given? 3 columns. Then what happened? My first grouping column subtotal rows are showing number 1. Second grouping column subtotal rows are showing number 2. Third grouping column subtotal rows are showing number 3. So 3 columns, 3 numbers. And what is the next one? What is the next one? Grand total. Grand total number is how much? 4. That means how many columns are you passing along with the grouping ID function? Based on that, your numbers will be generated. Okay, let me see. So I will show you example in this. Same example, I just come back here. Okay, right. And I am using, don't write, first observe, grouping ID. Okay, grouping ID of, here my first column, department number, second column, job. Now tell me, along with this function, how many columns I'm passing? 2 columns. DEPT number, job. Okay, fine. And from EMP table. And after that, as usual, group by which class? Cube class. And here you have to send DEPT number, comma, job. And as usual, order by on DEPT number. So now we can carefully observe. So now I'm executing this one. When I'm executing this one, carefully observe the output. Okay. So now grouping ID function. Okay. The result was came out. Yes or no? This is column of grouping ID function. Okay. And now see, wherever subtotals rows are there, there only ID number is there. My in grouping ID column, in grouping ID function, what is my first column? Department number. See, all department numbers subtotals. This is subtotal row. The subtotal row identified with which number? One identity. Okay. So like how many are there here? Department number subtotals? 3 was there. But all these 3 subtotal rows are identified with the one only. Okay, na? Now department number 30. So department number 30, this is subtotal row. And the subtotal row identity number, how much? 1 only. But remaining is C, 111, what it was showing? Zeros. So that means the user can identify zeros are not a subtotal rows and not a grand total rows. So your ID number is generated only on subtotal rows and grand total rows. And my first column department number, so all first column subtotal rows, all first column subtotal rows, whatever it was there, that all are showing as with the one number. This is my first column. Okay, now? Right. But when come to second one, you can see job column. My second column is what now? Job. So these are all are job related subtotals. Yes or no? Analyst, clerk, manager, salesman. And these are all numbers. If you see, it was showing which number? 2 only. All are showing what? 2 only. Because this is second grouping column subtotal rows. Okay, right. And finally, can you see the finally? What is this? 3. So 3 is there. So 3 is there. So this 3 is showing what? Grand total row. This 3 is representing what now? Grand total row. Clear now? So, but your grouping ID function, is it mandatory to use or means? No, it's optional. It's not necessary to use this function in my grouping, queries or grouping statements is not necessary, but you need to more clarity if you want it more easy to understand by users, which is subtotal, which is non-subtotal, which is grand total. So that kind of identification purpose, the people are using this function. But this function is mandatory means it's not a mandatory. Either use or you don't use, nothing problem to you. Okay, na? Right on. Now here easy to identify subtotal rows and grand total row. And now suppose if your ID number 1, okay, then this will be showing as a first grouping column subtotal rows. If ID number 2 is called as a second grouping column subtotal rows. And suppose here, suppose in my group ID function, if I'm showing like this, it will be suppose in grouping ID function, okay, in grouping ID function, suppose I'm using here, okay, so DEPT number and job. So this is what, based on that, my first grouping column is what now here? What is department number? My second grouping column is what now here? Job. Okay, na? So those subtotals are identified with the 1 and 2. And there's only 2 columns I was given. So your IDs are 1 and 2. And the next ID number, it will be take 3. Next ID number 3. And 3 is representing in this example, what is that? So it was showing as a grand total row. Okay, right. So for example, guys, here, now carefully observe. Suppose if I'm passing column number 3, then what is my grand total number? 4. Okay, now? If I'm passing column number 4, what is my grand total? 5. So how many columns you passed here? That each and every column wise identity will be generated. Okay, now? Right. And this example below you have to take. Okay, right. So these are clauses. Okay, so whatever we checked out, these are all are called as clauses, and how it was help us in our sub queries. In our queries, now we get some idea now. Classes importance is what? Okay, where class, group by, order by, having, roll up, and cube. Okay, and the next one is the next one more major concept, joins. The next concept is joins. Where and having. I already explained now where and having. So where and having, suppose the difference is what now here. First difference what we said before and after. And one more thing, when you go for your having condition, I show you when you come back to your having. So having class we said after grouping, and where cannot be like that. It is before grouping, so that already I show you in the example. Okay, that is one thing. Next one is what now? Suppose if I'm using in place of having, if I use where, what it was working or not working? Not working because of reason your aggregative functions, okay, you cannot use under where class. This is one difference. Okay, so aggregative function means what now? Grouping functions. What are those? Count, sum, average, min, and max. So these are the functions, whatever it was there. These functions I cannot use under where. Suppose if you use where here, immediately it was showing error. Okay, so that is what we can call. Okay, now, so now where class condition is going to be checking individual rows because it is a before grouping. Having class is going to be checking your data after grouping. It's a group of rows. Okay, so these are the differences. Okay, I was given in the documentation. Once you can go to check. Other than this, there is no other differences in between where and having. Okay, right. So now come back here. The next one is called as here joins. So now here joins. Okay, so the purpose of joins is what now? And basically this technique when the people want to use in real-time applications. Okay, means first of all, I will show you one small example here. Observe. Suppose I have here, for example, students are there. Suppose I have a students, and the students related to courses are there now. For example, suppose Naresh IT. So Naresh IT is one institution. Thus Naresh IT is providing IT courses to students. So students are coming to Naresh IT, and as per their interest, they selected some courses. Okay. So that means here what happened? Some students are selected Java course, some students are selected .NET, some students are Python, yes or no? Different people, different courses as per their interest, as per their goal, they will be selected here. So what the Naresh site is going to do now, that means whatever the students are there and whatever courses are there. Suppose in case students information as well as course information, the both informations are storing under one single table. My point understand na? These two details I'm going to stored in how many tables? In one table. Okay, suppose they are going to be designing like this. Now I'm going to creating one table that is called as a student SC details, student and course details. This is my table name. This is my table name. So in this table, I will be preparing some columns. What is that? Student ID, which I required here. Next, student name. Next, student, for example, course name. Okay. Next, student course fee. Okay. Next, student, for example, address. Okay. Something I was taken here. Okay. Now, so I was taken here some columns here. So how many columns here? Student, and core and fee and address, something. So now here what I did here, there are two different people's data. That means there are two different types of data. I'm storing under one single table, and that was SC details. Okay. So now, okay, fine. I will give it my student, 101. The student name is some X. Okay. He was selected Java course and he was paid some XXX and his address was something. Next, 102 was there. He was Y. And he selected, okay, suppose Oracle, only Oracle, okay, now only Oracle. So his fees was some and his address will be something. And the next one more student is there, 103, and his student name is Jed. So he was selected again Java. Okay, he paid some fee and he was, his address was something. So like this, there are so many students and the students information I'm going to saving here. Okay. So now what happened here, observe. Okay, now, okay. So now here observe. So this is the way I was stored my data. So up to storing level, we don't have any problem. Up to storing level, we don't have any problem. And suppose if I want to retrieval data from this table, yes, I can retrieval. Okay. Suppose from this table, I want to know how many students are selected Java course. How many students are selected Java course? How to write query? Come on. Select star from SC underscore details is my table name. Where condition, where course name is equals to Java. Where course name is equals to Java. Okay. So immediately what happened? How many students are selected Java course? That all details are come to us. How many students are selected in this table? 2 people. So 2 students are selected Java course. Okay. Suppose I wanted here each course wise. How many people selected Java course? How many people selected .NET course? How many people selected Oracle course? If you want it like this, how you written? How you written? Select CNAME comma count of star from SC underscore details. What next? Group by, very good. Course name. Then what happened? Each course wise, Java 2 people, .NET 1 person, Oracle 2 people. So each course wise, how many number of students I can find out. So in these cases, we don't have it any problem. And now tell me here, this is how many table I said? Only one table, and one table data retrieval, data accessing, I was do it as per my requirement. So in these examples, I'm using any join condition, any join technique I'm using? No, it's a simple, because why I'm not using any join technique means here I have my data in one single table. Here I have my data in one single table. So if your data was having in one single table, I don't want to go for joins, because I can do it my work. See, I was doing my work, whatever the two examples we said. Okay, now. So now it was okay for that. There's nothing problem. Okay, but tell me guys here, these students who are selected, these students, some courses, how many years they will stay with Naresh IT? Maximum their course is completed. For example, averagely these 3 courses are completed 3 months. Okay, so that means the student duration for these 3 courses, how many months? 3 months only now. So after 3 months, the students will be left now. Yes or no? Yes, sir. They can't stay with Naresh IT lifelong now. Are you staying like that? No. So we can't stay with lifelong to Naresh IT. And even though we can't stay with our college now, your BTech how many years? 4 years. After BTech is complete or not complete, you have to get outside now. Yes or no? Otherwise, no sir, it's my college. I studied 4 years. Sentiment people. My sir, my principal, my madam, I miss you madam. I love you madam. So you can't say like this, and you can't stay hundreds of years with the college. Yes or no? Any school, colleges, whatever it is, certain period of time, we want to leave those people. Yes or no? As your duration. So here also, your courses are, for example, 3 months. Okay, 3 months is successfully done your course, and you went outside and searching job, whatever it is. The next life you will be leading. So now what is my question? These 5 students courses are completed. Okay, now? Now I want to delete these 5 students data. How I can delete? Sir, I can delete this 5 students data, sir. Okay. Delete from SC_details. Otherwise, if you want to delete, truncate table SC_details. Okay. Now carefully tell me, when these 2 queries, when I was apply on this table, what it was happen? Your complete data will deleted, either temporary, permanent, that is a secondary matter. But entire rows are deleted now. Yes. But what I said, what I want to delete, I said, students. I said only student. Then why are you deleting course details? Because course is permanent to Naresh IT now. Naresh IT, last 18 years onwards, they are providing courses. Courses is called a permanent. Students are called a temporary. Students are how many days they stay with Naresh IT? Up to course, 3 months. After 3 months, they can leave. But when students are leaving means Naresh IT closing institute? No. Naresh IT will running that institute. Yes or no? So that means courses are permanent now. The Naresh IT what are providing courses, Java, .NET. These are from last 18 years onwards providing the same courses. Yes or no? So that means the courses are permanent data for Naresh IT. Students are temporary data for Naresh IT. Now what I want to delete? Temporary data I want to delete, because students are coming and going. Now you people came, your data is there. Certain course is completed, your all data will be collapsed. Because memory they want to save now. Yes. Maximum 1 year they will stay your details. After 1 year they will be deleted from the database. Because new students are coming again. Again, new students data, save it. Okay. So now here my question is, I want to delete a student details, but not a course. How to delete? Tell me now. Is it possible or not? First tell me. Not possible now? Why? Because the problem is simple. Because students data, course data, both are combining together and saved in one table. If I use this one, delete from so-and-so table, this entire table data will delete it. So that means along with your student data, we are losing course data also. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. So student data deleted. Along with that, course details also deleted. So that means my requirement is student, but automatically my course details also gone. That means losing data lose. Yes or no? So this is actually the problem. This is actually the problem. So this kind of problems will occur when two different related data, when you want to store in one single table, then this kind of problem we will face. Okay. Now, so that reason what I want to do, guys, now tell me, any logic? I don't want to delete my course, but I want to delete a student. What I want to do now? Simple, practically think. Two details storing into one table here. If you do like this, what I said, if student data deleted, course also deleted. If course is deleted, students also deleted. That means what happened? One data when you deleted, other data also deleted. Yes or no? But my requirement is what now? Only student data I want to delete. I want to keep a course. Otherwise, only course data I want to delete. I want to keep a student. Then what I want to do? Split. What I want to do? Split. So that means instead of storing these two informations in one single table, I need to what? Split first of all. Then I'm splitting this one. How I'm going to split here? Okay, one table I will be created student details, and one table I created what now? Course details. Okay, now tell me, how many tables we design? Two tables. Two tables. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now, course details. Okay. And this is student details. In between, okay, I'm creating one common column for my identification. Okay. Now, the student address something. And now these are the course IDs 1, 2, 3. And now the course related information. So 1, 2, 1, 3, and 2. So now here, how many tables I design now? 2 tables I design. So 2 tables I design. One is student, one is course. In student details, how I was prepared, student ID, their name, their address, and course ID, one common column I was given here. And this column, are you taking from this table. Which table? Course details. So in course details, course ID, course name, course fee. Clear now? Now your course ID 1 represented Java course, 2 Oracle, 3 .NET. Now tell me total how many students in my table? 5 students. Out of 5 students, how many students are Java? Come on. Yes, your Java identity is what? Java identity is a 1. This one is how many people are having? Yes, 2 people are having. So that means how many Java students? 2 Java students. Next one is what now? Oracle. How many Oracle people? So their identities are these. How many .NET people? 1. The identity is 1. Yes or no? Matching now. I can find out now. Yes. So now what happened here? What happened here we can see. Suppose I wanted who are working. Okay. Now this is single table operation. This is carefully observed. Very important topic. This is how many tables? Single table operations. Single table operations. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Now same question I'm asking now. Now what is my question? How many people selected Java course? Now I want it. How to write now? First of all, same question I'm asking. We are writing select a star from SC details where C name is equals to Java. My requirement is finish, fulfill. Now I'm asking, after splitting your table into 2 tables, the same question I'm asking, how many students are selected Java? How to write? Okay, tell me. Select star from C details. C details, yes details. Okay. Yes details. Don't use join here. Without join I want it. Where? Okay. Where? C ID is equals to 1. So that means you know that 1 is nothing but Java. Okay, right. Very good. Excellent job. Now, I wanted Java people. 1 is what now? Python ho gaya hai. 1 is not Python na. My question is what? Java I asked, but it was Python na. What I want to do? Okay, can I write like this here? Where C name is equals to Java. Can I write like this here? No, we can't write. Why? Because of simple reason. C name column belongs to S details or C details. Then how you can write in this? So here we need to use a C details. C details means what it will come? This one come. Students is not come. Only course details are come. Then how to know how many students are in Java? Now understand na? So when this 2 data in this 2 students and course data both are combining together, having in one single table, happily we written without having any confusion. Happily we written. And my task also fulfill. My requirement also fulfill. But the problem is what happened when this 2 tables data, when I stored into separate table, I can't write. Yes or no? So now in these cases, whenever you want to retrieving data from your 2 tables, which is related to each other, at this time, with a single queries, that means single table statements are not supporting here. Then what I want to do? I want to use a joins. So joins, understand now where you want to use? Where you want to use? Joins are used for whenever you want to retrieval the required data which was there under two tables or more than two tables, then how to retrieval. Understand now? So your required data when it was having two or more than two tables, then how to retrieve those data. At this moment, the people was introducing what now? Joins. That is the first understanding here, advantage. Now I'm asking question. When I save this data into two tables, now what I want to do, student course is completed. 3 months course is completed. Happily they finished, they went outside. Now I want to delete a student data. Can I delete? Student data, can I delete now? Happily I can delete. How to write your query? How to write your query? Delete from, what is that? S underscore details. If I just do it this one, what it was happening guys here? Only which data is deleted? Student data only deleted. But you have a course data now? Course is to me now? Yes or no? My course details are not affected now? Is it affected? No. But whatever my requirement that was fulfilled now? What is my requirement? Delete students data. Yes, I can happily delete student data, but it is not affected to my course. So that's why we are learning which database model I said? Stands for what? Relational database management systems. Okay, in relational database management systems, every related data will be storing into multiple tables. Okay, not in one table. If you store all data in one table, there is so much complications. We can't handle the data. That's why in relational what they did, every specific data they stored into one specific tables. Then only data easily we can manipulate, easily we can access, easily we can delete, easily we can update. So that means, what are you doing here? Shavara? You were slapping on his head. He was happily watching. He was happily seeing it a screen side. LKG, UKG students. Actually, we appreciate this person. He was slapping. He was doing his work. Slapping. He was. मारने दो, मार लो, क्या होता है? Why are you disturbed? Yeah, your friend is sleeping. Excellent. और एक मार. और दो मार, कोई बात नहीं, दो मार. See, friends, इतना एडवांटेज ना, एडवांटेज है और ड्रॉबैक भी है, बहुत है यहाँ पर. Oh, I thought he was very seriously. Okay, I think somebody is having some habit. So many teachers in classrooms or anywhere, they're thinking that, he was watching, but already was. That kind of habits are there. Yes, I know that kind of people also there. They will say, seriously in classroom. Teacher saying that, okay, this guy is very interesting. Okay, right. Anyway. So now you can see, this is what the relational database advantage. So why, sir, we need to store our data in multiple tables means, this is one cause, one example I was explaining to you, but more points are there. That more points we will discuss in normalization concept. Okay. In normalization, I will show you when you store multiple related data in one table, what kind of problems we are facing. Okay, here I said only which problem? Deletion problem I discussed. But updation problems also there, insertion problems also there, memory problems are there. Yes or no? So some more other problems also there, but those are I'm not discussing here because those things we will discuss in the normalization topic. Okay. Now here problem understand na? So this is the reason why the people not save your data in one table. Okay. But okay, sir, for my deletion problem purpose, I saved my data into two tables. But next problem is what now? If I save the data in two tables, what is the next problem? Who are working, that is who are selected Java course means I can't write like this. Yes or no? I can't write like this. So then what I want to use here? Joins we need to write. So we use join technique and to get how many students are having in Java. So now see, same question in single table I shown now. Now same question in multiple tables. How we are writing? Select star from, what is that? Yes details, comma, what is next? C details. Okay na? Next we are saying where yes dot CID is equals to C dot CID. So when, and you have to say later, and what is next? C name is equals to, who is this? Java. Then what happened? Now one table data operation result and two table data operation results, both are same result will come to you. But difference is what? First one, this is a one table. This is a two tables. That's the difference. One table, Java people, I got it. When my data is having two tables, even I got it. But difference is what now? Their single table data retrieval, it is multiple table data retrieval. Okay na? So this is what we called as a stop. Hello. आजा थोड़ा आजा. क्या हुआ? Oh, okay. Go यार. Okay, right. Come to yaar. That emergency yaar. Everything you want to know na? Stupid. Some problems are not natural problems. Right. So now come out. So here and here difference is what now? Single table, here multiple tables. But output is same output will come to you. Okay. This is what we called as a joins. Now understand the joins where you want to use? When your required data is available in two tables or more than two tables, then how I want to retrieve from those tables means that there we can use what? Joins techniques. Okay. Right now, joins. What do you say by seeing of this all? Joins are used to retrieval the required data, okay, from multiple tables at a time. From multiple tables at a time. Okay. So this is the purpose of joins. But these joins guys here, observe, it will be the how I can write this joins means I can write my join statements in two ways I can write. Okay. The join statements can be written in how many ways? Two ways. First one we called as here the first way. Otherwise I will write here one point to you. Write down. Join statements can be written in two ways. Can be written in two ways. First one, non-ANSI format joins is also called as a Oracle 8i version joins we called. Okay. So non-ANSI format joins, otherwise we can say Oracle 8i version joins. And in this, we have some joins here. First one we called as equi-join. Second one we called as non-equi-join. And third one we called as what now? Self-join. And the second way is called as what now? ANSI joins. That's called the ANSI format. Okay, joins. So this is, even though we called as Oracle 9i version joins also, we can call. In this, we have here, so inner join, and next we have here outer join. Okay, in this outer joins, okay, so we have some here, like 3 types again, left outer. Next we have here right outer. So left outer join, and next right outer join, and next full outer join. Okay, and the next we have here, okay, cross join, and next we have here, okay, natural join. Okay, so these are the 2 ways the join statements can be written by user. Okay, either in non-ANSI format you can write, or else ANSI format. So non-ANSI format is called as Oracle 8i version joins, and ANSI format we called as Oracle 9i version joins. Okay, so now you people have one question. What is the question? Sir, what is the differences between non-ANSI and ANSI? So when we have non-ANSI, then why the people was introducing ANSI? So definitely this kind of doubts are coming to us. Okay, because non-ANSI is having under 8i version, it was there, but ANSI formats are introducing from 9i version. So question is what now? Already we have a join, then why the people introducing again ANSI joins? Okay, so that means here we should know that it's very important question for your interviews also when you go to databases. What is the differences between non-ANSI and ANSI? Okay, the few points are there, carefully observed. So the first thing is, otherwise I will give a shortcut way. Okay, so non-ANSI joins, and here I will take what now? ANSI joins. So non-ANSI versus ANSI. Okay, right. So first point is observed. Non-ANSI joins, guys, here, these joins, okay, or these join statements, and otherwise these techniques, okay, if you want to use to retrieval data from multiple tables, so that should be happening with the where class only. Which class? Where class. So where class through only I can join the tables and retrieval. That is called a non-ANSI. But in ANSI statement, suppose you want to retrieve the same data from the same table in ANSI format. Okay, so then what it was happened, where class condition is not supported. So here the people was introducing one new class and which will using under only ANSI joins, especially designed by people in ANSI purpose. And that was called as what now? On class. Which one? On class. And this on class you can't use in normal queries. It was using only ANSI joins purpose, specially introducing by people. This is first difference, guys, here. So where class through we can retrieval data from multiple tables, Here on class through, we are retrieving data from multiple tables. Understand now? In the next one is observe. Second one. So the most important point here, observe. Second one is what now? Non-ANSI joint statements are not a portability. Not a portability. Here, what is the mean by portability? Portability means what? Okay. Tell me. What is the mean by portable? Moving from one location to another location. But whenever you want to move from one to another, when we don't want to do any changes, then it is called a portability. But when you're moving from one location to another location and you are doing some modifications, then it is called a not portability. So your non-ANSI joint statements are not a portability. So these statements, once you written in Oracle and that was transferred into SQL Server or MySQL or DB2, some changes will be do it. We need to do some modifications. So whenever you want to do modification while transferring from one database to another database, then it is called as a not a portability statements. That means you have to additionally do some thing. But ANSI joins are not like this, guys. ANSI joins are not like this. Is what now? Portability. This is the main point of this, guys, here. It is a portability. Okay, so that means ANSI joins advantage is what now? Whatever ANSI join statement you written in one database as it is, without doing any modification, as it is you can transfer and it will be executed without having any question. Okay, that kind of nature we have in the ANSI level. But non-ANSI levels, it doesn't happen that. That's why it is called a not a portable and ANSI are portable. So that's why in real time also, which will be priority? Portability is priority, non-portability is priority. Of course, portability is priority because in real time, our project is not only one tool, different clients, different softwares. Okay, different databases they can use. So when you return your statements in portability nature, then those statements you can use anywhere. My point understand now? Anywhere you can use it without doing any modification. That is advantage now. Yes or no? Yes. So, but if I want to return here Oracle, one way I want to write, and this query when I move into SQL Server, again I have to do some modifications which is understandable by SQL Server. Okay, so this kind of things will be do it now. It's a lot of complex. Okay, it's a complex to the users. Yes or no? So that's why they introducing what now? ANSI. And if anybody asks your interview panel, why ANSI joins? When we have a non-ANSI means the first point is what now? Portability have to tell. Because of reason, portability nature, sir. Non-ANSI we can't do that. Those are so that they're introducing ANSI. ANSI is a completely portable. You can write in any database and that will be moved into in any database. Okay, that's what. And the next one is syntactically difference also there, guys. So the third point, I will give a syntactically. Syntax for non-ANSI joins. So what is the syntax of non-ANSI? Here carefully observe. Select star from table number 1, comma, table number 2, comma, and which class I said? Where class. And here my condition is called as a join condition we called. Okay, now this is. And here next one is syntax for ANSI. Syntax for ANSI joins. In ANSI joins, how we want to use, guys, here, select a star from table name 1 and after that we should give it here join key compulsory. Join key and table number 2. And what next I said? on class year, not where class. Okay, right. So these are the three differences, guys, here. Where, on, and your not a portability and your portability. And syntactically, we have some differences. Here, what is portability? The definition I was given in the documentation. Okay, na? Portability is nothing but to move from one database to another database without having any modifications in your join statement. Okay, na? So the definition was there in the documentation. You can check out. Okay, so these are the main differences. Total 3 points here. First, clauses. Next, portability, and syntax also have a different. Can you see? In non-ANSI, what we said, table 1 and table 2 between, I'm not using any key. I'm just using what? Comma. And which class? And here, in between table, I'm using what? Join key. And which class? These are the statements and formulas also. Based on these formulas, now we can performing your operations one by one. Okay? Right. And here, I will show you along with examples only. So equijoin, how to write in your non-ANSI format, and equijoin, how to write in your ANSI format. The both I will show you one by one examples. Okay. Now, but equijoin, how we can set? Okay, how we can say the equijoin here? Same to same. If you want to write equijoin in ANSI format, that is called as what now? Inner join. So equi, inner, both are same and similar. Okay, why be, and what is the difference means? Equi is called as a non-ANSI, inner is called as a ANSI, but both are using based on same condition, same operator. Okay, same kind of result will be provided. So that what it is what we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, na? So tomorrow we will go for the practical things. So one by one, equi, inner, all. Okay, na? Right. And today I'm sharing this classes main material. Also, I'm sharing to you. So once you have to check out. Okay, na? Right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. But finally, एक ही पर आएगा। यहाँ पर आपने 3 column में 4 column, how many number of columns, whatever it is. But every column is showing subtotal. But finally showing